Do you ever catch yourself thinking about which canned foods could sit quietly on a shelf for decades, never spoiling, just waiting to be cracked open and eaten, no matter how chaotic the world gets? Surprisingly, canned meats and vegetables are some of the most reliable options you can store. Properly sealed canned meats can remain safe to eat for anywhere between 4 and 10 years, while canned vegetables like beans and greens usually last 3 to 8 years. And that's only the beginning. Certain dehydrated vegetables, think carrots or corn, can hold up for an astonishing 10 to 25 years if stored correctly. Now let's talk about beans, because beans deserve their own moment. You've probably heard the old saying, beans means Heinz. And while it might sound like just a catchy slogan, there's real truth behind it. In fact, researchers at Brigham Young University conducted a study showing that dried beans stored for 30 years were still perfectly safe to eat. They may lose a bit of flavor and texture over time, but nutritionally and safely, they still hold up. Even more impressive, the Provident Prepper tested dried beans that had been sealed in cans for 18 years. After rinsing away a slight metallic smell, those beans were transformed into 15 different, perfectly edible meals. Another bonus is the sheer variety of beans suitable for long-term storage. From adzuki and pinto beans to lentils and split peas, you've got plenty of options to keep meals interesting. Just keep in mind that soybeans, while capable of lasting up to 10 years, tend to spoil faster because of their higher oil content. With all of that in mind, I've put together a carefully researched list of 12 canned foods you can stockpile that essentially never expire. And we're about to dive right into it. Kicking off the list of canned foods that practically last forever, there's one option I genuinely stand behind: Campbell's Chunky Beef with Country Vegetable Soup. This is one of those pantry staples I trust without hesitation. And honestly, it earns that trust. It's loaded with big, satisfying pieces of beef and a solid mix of vegetables, making it filling, flavorful, and surprisingly adaptable. What makes this soup such a standout is how well it fits into almost any situation. Whether you're riding things out in a bunker during a crisis or just scrambling for something quick on a hectic weeknight, this can has your back. Heat it up, crack it open cold if you have to, it still delivers. So let's talk shelf life, because that's the real question everyone asks. When stored correctly, this tough little can can sit quietly on your shelf for anywhere from 2 to 5 years, and sometimes even longer. Campbell's didn't just slap a label on this and call it a day. They've clearly put in the research to make sure the soup holds on to its taste, texture, and nutritional value over time. Whether you're preparing for worst-case scenarios or simply building a reliable pantry, this soup deserves a spot. It's basically a ready-made meal waiting for you whenever you need it. And beyond the practicality, there's something reassuring about knowing that no matter how unpredictable the world gets, a warm, hearty bowl of soup is still within reach. All right, if that Campbell's Chunky Soup impressed you, let me raise the bar with another absolute essential for any serious prepper's pantry: Bumblebee Solid White Albacore Tuna in Water. This isn't your average can of tuna we're talking about here. It's premium solid white albacore, the good stuff. Because it's packed in water, it stays lighter and healthier, with less added fat while still delivering plenty of protein. That also makes it incredibly flexible in the kitchen. You can throw together a quick tuna salad, make a classic tuna melt, or mix it into pasta or rice when you want something a little more filling. No matter the situation, this tuna steps up and gets the job done. Now let's talk longevity, because that's where it really shines. Stored properly, this canned tuna can last anywhere from 2 to 4 years in your pantry. That's years of dependable, high-quality protein ready whenever you need it. No refrigeration, no fuss, just open and eat. So why go with Bumblebee Albacore Tuna? It comes down to 3 things: quality you can trust, convenience you'll appreciate, and a shelf life that makes it perfect for long-term storage. Having it on hand adds a real sense of security, knowing you've got nutritious, great-tasting food available no matter what comes your way. Plus, it's an easy way to keep your emergency food supply interesting without giving up on flavor or nutrition. Coming in at number 3 is Hormel Chili No Beans. And before you question the whole no beans thing, hear me out. This chili is basically the Swiss Army knife of canned foods. You can eat it straight from the bowl for a fast, filling meal, pile it onto a hot dog for a next-level chili dog, or turn it into a rich, savory dip without breaking a sweat. No matter how you use it, it shows up ready to work. What really makes Hormel chili no beans shine is its bold flavor. It's packed with meaty goodness and just the right kick of spice, giving you that slow-cooked, homemade taste without spending hours at the stove. It honestly feels like cheating in the best way possible. And let's not overlook shelf life. This hearty chili can comfortably sit in your pantry for about 3 to 5 years, no problem. That means multiple dependable meals waiting in reserve whenever you need them, whether you're planning ahead or just having one of those days when cooking feels like too much effort. When it comes to prepping, or even just being smart about pantry staples, versatility and longevity matter. Hormel chili. No beans checks every box. It's convenient, satisfying, and ready to eat whenever hunger strikes. Do yourself a favor and grab a few cans the next time you're shopping. Whether you're dealing with an emergency or just need a quick, tasty meal, you'll be glad it's there. Coming in at number 4, get ready, because this one's a true heavyweight in the long-term food world. Let's talk about Honeyville freeze-dried green peas, a pantry item that's about as close to immortal as food gets. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Freeze-dried peas. Really? Stick with me here. These aren't sad, bland peas from the back of a forgotten can. They're bright, flavorful, and packed with nutrition, ready to turn into a solid side dish whenever you need them. Freeze-drying locks in both taste and nutrients, so you're not sacrificing quality just to gain longevity. And speaking of longevity, this is where things get wild. When stored properly, these peas can last anywhere from 25 to 30 years, and sometimes even longer. Yep, we're talking decades. In the prepper world, that's basically legendary status. They're like the honey of preserved foods, practically timeless. Whether you're preparing for a long-term emergency, need reliable vegetables for quick last-minute meals, or jokingly planning a future trip to Mars, these peas pull their weight. Why keep rotating canned veggies every few years when you can stock something this durable and forget about it for decades? They're also incredibly easy to use. Add a little water, give them a moment, and boom, you've got vegetables ready to go. No stressing about fresh produce spoiling before you can use it. These peas are a perfect example of how far modern food preservation has come, offering a dependable, nutritious option you can count on for years to come. Landing at number 5, we've got a heavy hitter that blurs the line between emergency rations and comfort food. Mountain House freeze-dried beef, stroganoff with noodles. This isn't your typical canned survival item. It's a full-on, ready-to-enjoy meal that feels just as at home on your dinner table as it does beside a campfire. You might be wondering whether freeze-dried meals really last forever. Technically, nothing does. But Mountain House comes impressively close. When stored the right way, their freeze-dried meals can remain good for up to 30 years or even longer. That's 3 full decades of having a warm, comforting beef stroganoff available without stressing over spoilage or rotation. What really sets this meal apart isn't just its shelf life, it's the quality and simplicity. Picture coming home exhausted or dealing with a situation where fresh ingredients just aren't an option. All you need to do is add hot water, wait a few minutes, and suddenly dinner is ready. No cooking, no cleanup, no hassle. The flavor is where it really surprises people. You get savory beef, tender noodles, mushrooms, and onions all coated in a rich, creamy sauce that makes you forget. This meal started out freeze-dried. It's satisfying, filling, and honestly, something you'd be happy to eat even when it's not an emergency. So why choose this beef stroganoff? Because it's more than just stored food. It's reassurance. It's knowing that no matter where you are or what's going on, you've got access to a hearty, enjoyable meal. Stocking up on Mountain House freeze-dried. Beef stroganoff with noodles takes your emergency food supply from bare-bones survival to downright bougie, and your future self will be very glad you did. Sliding into the number 6 spot is a pantry item that usually makes people do a double take. Red Feather Pure Creamy Butter. Yes, you heard that correctly. Butter. In a can. And not just any butter either. This is rich, smooth, real butter made from pure cream, and it's every bit as indulgent as it sounds. This isn't some bland, emergency-only substitute. We're talking premium quality butter with a full, creamy flavor that works beautifully for cooking, baking, or simply spreading on a warm piece of toast. It melts well, tastes fantastic, and behaves just like the fresh butter you'd keep in your fridge. Now here's where it really earns its spot on the list. Thanks to its airtight canning process, red feather butter has an unusually long shelf life for a dairy product. While no dairy lasts forever, this butter can sit safely on your shelf for several years without losing its taste or texture. Yes, actual years, with no refrigeration required. Think about the convenience of that. No stressing over spoiled butter during a power outage, storm, lockdown, or one of those days when leaving the house just isn't happening. It's there when you need it, ready to go. So why is this canned butter such a must-have? It comes down to comfort and quality. Whether you're baking, frying eggs, or just want that familiar buttery richness in your emergency food supply, Red Feather Pure Creamy Butter delivers. It's a small touch of luxury that makes long-term storage feel a lot less like survival food and a lot more like real living. If you're looking to upgrade your pantry with something practical yet indulgent, this canned butter is absolutely the way to go. Coming in at number 7, we've got a pick that's guaranteed to make bacon lovers smile, especially if you enjoy a little sweetness mixed in with your savory treats. Yoder's canned bacon. Now, before you give me that skeptical look, just picture this. Fully cooked, ready-to-eat bacon whenever you want it, with zero grease splatter and no frying pan required. Yoder's somehow manages to fit roughly 50 slices of perfectly cooked bacon into a single can, delivering maximum convenience without cutting corners on flavor. This isn't basic bacon either. It's hardwood smoked and then sealed in its own natural fats, locking in that rich, smoky taste you expect from a proper slice of bacon. The versatility here is honestly impressive. You can build a hearty breakfast in minutes, toss a few slices into a salad or sandwich for extra protein, or just snack straight from the can when hunger hits. However you use it, this bacon shows up and does its job. And now for the real showstopper, the shelf life. When kept in a cool, dry place, Yoder's canned bacon can last 10 years or even longer. That's a full decade of bacon waiting patiently on your shelf. For emergency food storage, camping trips, or even a busy household that values quick meals, that kind of longevity is hard to beat. So why choose Yoder's canned bacon? Because it nails the balance between indulgence and practicality. It proves that long-term food storage doesn't have to be boring or bland. Even in uncertain times, you can still enjoy one of life's simple pleasures. Stock up on this smoky, satisfying classic and rest easy knowing that year after year, a great breakfast, or anytime snack, is always within reach. Rolling in at number 8, let's sweeten things up with a little tropical flair. Dole pineapple chunks in 100% pineapple juice. This isn't just another can of fruit. It's a bright, sunny all-star that earns its keep in any well-rounded pantry. These pineapple chunks are incredibly versatile. You can toss them into a fresh fruit salad, bake them into a classic pineapple upside-down cake, mix them into savory dishes, or just eat them straight from the can when you're craving something juicy and sweet. No prep, no peeling, no mess, just instant tropical vibes. Now, let's talk shelf life. While it may not last for decades like freeze-dried foods, Dole pineapple chunks still hold their own. Stored properly, they'll stay good for about 1 to 2 years on your shelf, which is solid for a fruit product. The secret sauce, literally, is the 100% pineapple juice. It acts as a natural preservative, helping the fruit keep its flavor, texture, and nutritional value over time. So why make room for this can in your pantry? Because it adds variety, brightness, and a touch of comfort to your meals and snacks. It's convenient, dependable, and brings a burst of tropical flavor when you least expect it. On top of that, it's packed with vitamins and minerals, making it a feel-good choice whether you're planning for emergencies or just spicing up a regular weeknight dinner. Think of it as a little can of sunshine, ready whenever you need a mood boost, a sweet bite, or a reminder that even stored food can still feel fresh and fun. Landing at number 9 is a pantry favorite that delivers big on comfort and flavor, Amy's Organic Black Bean Chili. This one earns its spot because it's far more than a basic can of chili. It's a rich, satisfying meal made with organic ingredients and plenty of bold flavor. Whether you're vegetarian or just trying to mix more plant-based options into your routine, this chili is an easy win. It's loaded with hearty black beans, tomatoes, and a carefully balanced blend of spices that gives it depth without overpowering your taste buds. It's the kind of meal that feels warm and comforting, like a hug in a bowl, especially on cold evenings or when you want something filling without a lot of effort. And the versatility doesn't stop at the bowl. You can spoon it over baked potatoes, use it as a taco filling, or turn it into a seriously good chili mac. It's one of those pantry items that pulls double or even triple duty when you're short on time or ingredients. Now for the shelf life, because preparedness matters. This solid little can hang out in your pantry for roughly 3 to 5 years without missing a beat. Amy's has clearly nailed the canning process, making sure the flavor, texture, and quality hold up long after purchase. Even years down the road, opening a can still feels like you're getting something fresh and thoughtfully made. If you're building a food stash that values both nutrition and comfort, Amy's organic black bean chili is a reliable choice you'll actually look forward to eating. Next up at number 10, let's shine a spotlight on an absolute heavyweight in the canned food world. One that delivers serious flavor while also crushing it in the shelf life department. Keystone All-Natural Canned Beef. This one isn't just impressive, it's legendary among people who care about long-term storage and real food quality. Keystone's canned beef stands apart because it keeps things refreshingly simple. There's no added water, no preservatives, and no artificial ingredients hiding in the label. What you get is 100% all-natural beef, tender, and ready to go whenever you need it. Whether you're throwing together a quick stew, building a comforting beef pot pie, or just securing a dependable protein source for emergencies, this can does the heavy lifting. Now for the part that really seals the deal, the shelf life. When stored in a cool, dry place, Keystone All-Natural Canned Beef can last 10 years or more. That's a full decade and sometimes beyond of having high-quality meat available without worrying about freezer burn, power outages, or spoilage. So why does this canned beef deserve prime real estate in your pantry? It's the rare combination of excellent taste, clean ingredients, and long-term stability. This is true set-it-and-forget-it food storage, ideal for disaster prep, long-range planning, or simply making sure you always have a solid base for a satisfying meal. On top of that, it adds variety and flexibility to your food reserves, giving you peace of mind and more options no matter what the future throws your way. Holding down the number 11 spot, it's time to highlight a pantry item that feels futuristic, in the best possible way. Say hello to Future Essentials freeze-dried shredded mozzarella cheese, a canned superstar that seriously redefines what long-term food storage can look like. Yes, it's cheese in a can, and not just any cheese. This is freeze-dried shredded mozzarella, designed to be sprinkled, melted, and enjoyed whenever the craving hits. Future Essentials took everyday mozzarella and turned it into a shelf-stable powerhouse that makes mealtime easier without sacrificing flavor. This isn't your standard cheese alternative. Through careful freeze-drying, the flavor and nutritional value are locked in, so when you finally open the can, it tastes remarkably fresh. Whether you're topping a homemade pizza, upgrading a pasta dish, or just adding some cheesy comfort to a simple meal, this mozzarella steps in and instantly elevates the experience. Now let's talk longevity, because this is where it really flexes. Future Essentials canned freeze-dried shredded mozzarella cheese offers a shelf life of more than 12 years. That's over a decade of having real cheese ready and waiting in your pantry, no refrigeration required. It's honestly hard not to be impressed by that kind of staying power. So why make space on your shelf for it? Because this product hits the sweet spot between taste, convenience, and long-term reliability. It's a game changer for anyone who wants a versatile, well-rounded pantry, whether you're planning everyday meals, building a serious emergency food supply, or just refusing to give up comfort foods in uncertain times. With this mozzarella on hand, future meals stay cheesy, satisfying, and stress-free. Wrapping up the list at number 12 is a true heavyweight in long-term food storage, Survival Cave Canned Ground Beef. This isn't your everyday canned meat. It's a serious nutrition and flavor powerhouse built specifically for the long haul. Survival Cave focuses on keeping things clean and high quality. Their canned ground beef is all natural and free from preservatives, yet still incredibly versatile. Whether you're putting together a quick spaghetti dinner, seasoning up a taco night, or simmering a hearty survival stew, this beef is ready to jump in and carry the meal. One of its biggest advantages is how it's prepared. The beef is fully cooked and sealed in its own juices, which means it stays moist, rich, and packed with protein. Every bite delivers real flavor, not that dry, overprocessed taste people often expect from shelf-stable meat. Now here's the part that truly sets it apart. The shelf life. Survival cave canned ground beef can last more than 30 years when stored properly. Yes, 3 full decades. That kind of longevity comes from an extremely precise canning process designed to keep the beef safe, nutritious, and great tasting for an exceptionally long time. This is the kind of food storage that brings real peace of mind. Knowing you have a dependable, high-quality protein source waiting whenever you need it. No freezer, no electricity, no stress, makes all the difference. With that, we've reached the end of the list. Thanks for sticking with me, and here's to building a pantry that's ready for whatever the future holds.